Hey, grade sixes. I hope that you're doing well and that, yeah, you're ready for today's lesson, tomorrow's test. Don't forget, it's not today. All right, so we're going to finish the AA section on symmetry and transformation. So today is we're going to be looking at finding the sides, the lengths of similar figures. So let's have a look at that. All right. Let's look at these two sides. Two shapes. If these two shapes are similar, what is the measure of the missing length? A. Right, so let's have a look. We've got similar triangles. That means that it's the same amount of sides and all the angles are equal. And so the sides will be in proportion. All right, and what that means is you can use proportion to find out the missing side. So let us add some annotation here, and I'm going to have to write them just because they're in fraction form and it might be easier to do that. Okay, so we're trying to find A. Now I like to write my A on the right-hand side and at the top. Okay, so you'll see how this goes with a few more practices. Okay, the proportion side, if we're going down and on the right bottom side, we've got to use the same side from the blue triangle, and we've got A over 4. If we're using the brown triangle on the top and the blue triangle on the bottom. Okay, so if we've got the brown triangle on the top, then we've got to use the brown side on the top again. So we've got 2, its corresponding side is this one over here, right? They're both on the same, in fact, they're actually parallel. All right, so 2 over 8, got to use the corresponding side, and we're going to look at this, okay? So now it just becomes a proportion example. How did we get from 8 to 4? We divided by 2. And what we do to the bottom, we need to do to the top. All right, so 2 divided by 2. So A is equal to 1. What is our measurement unit? It is centimeters. All right, so when you are adding your answer here in IXL, it often gives you the label right there. But if you are doing your answer on a Google form for your test, remember to add your label. Always look back at your question to see which label or which unit they're using so that you get that correct. So 1 is my answer. Okay, let's try it again with this next question. Let's have a good look. If these two shapes are similar, what is the measure of the missing length? R. Remember, we want R, top right. And which shape is R part of? Is the blue shape. So we're going to have the blue one on the top. And this time the brown is on the bottom, the other one. Okay, R is over here. So the corresponding side on the other shape is this one over here, which is 1. All right. Then we have, again, blue on the top, the other side that we've been given, 10. And that is over its corresponding side on the brown, which is 5. Now we do proportion. How do we get from 5 to 1? We divide it by 5. So what I do to the bottom, I need to do to the top. So I need to divide by 5. 10 divided by 5. So R is 2. What is my unit measurement? Meters. All right, so my answer is 2 meters. One more example, just so that you get the hang of it. If you think you can work it out on your own, try pausing, work it out, and see if you're right. Okay, so you've got these two shapes are similar. What is the measure of the missing length? J. So J over here is on the brown triangle. So we're going to put J at the top. And the corresponding side on the blue one is right there, which is 4. We've got brown on the top and blue is on the bottom. It's very important that you take from the brown side at the top both times, otherwise your proportion is not going to work. Okay, so we've been given the other side is 3 meters, and its corresponding side is there, both on the right side of the shape. So the blue one is 12. How did I get from 12 to 4? I divided by 3. And what must I do to the bottom? Yep, I must do the same to the top. So 3 divided by 3, that leaves me with j is equal to 1. And what is my unit measurement? Meters. All right, so practice those a little bit more. Right. So grade 6s, you need to work on those. Remember, get everything up to 70, then everything up to 80, then everything up to 90, then everything up to 100. If you've got time left in your hour of math today, which may need to be a little bit more if you're a little bit behind, if you've got some extra time, you can go on to BB1. We're starting that section also today. But if you don't have enough time and you need to get a lot of revision done for a AA, then rather spend your time on AA for your test tomorrow. And then you can pick this up on Thursday again. All right, so those that are ready to go ahead, you can. Make sure all of your AA are up to 100 first. Okay, let's look at this one. Level H, we're looking at BB1, identify polyhedra. All right, so what is polyhedra? Let's look at the key idea, and this is also in your notes that I've put onto your work outline in week 5. A polyhedron, now there's some information here that you need to remember. Okay, it needs to be a 3D figure made of flat surfaces. And these flat surfaces are called faces. All right, so each face is a polygon. A polygon we know is a many-sided shape, but it's a 2D one, right? Polyhedron is a 3D of a whole lot of 2D shapes, all right? However, they all need to be flat, right? So let's have a look at a couple examples. Let us clear that. Okay. So is this figure a polyhedron, right? If we look at our needs of a polyhedron or the requirements, it needs to be a 3D figure. Yes, it is, but they all need to have flat faces. And this one has a curved face. So no, it is not a polyhedron. And that's as simple as you get it, right? Is this figure a polyhedron? Well, if I look at all the sides, they're all flat 2D shapes that are added together to make a 3D shape. So yes, this is a polyhedron. There are no curved sides. And this one, even though the bottom might be a circle, a flat shape, the top is curved, and obviously the circumference of the circle is curved. So that's not going to work. Polyhedron, no, it is not a polyhedron. All right, so this one you should be able to work through quite quickly. And I hope that you have a fantastic day. Work hard. Let me know if you have any trouble with your studying for your test. I'm hoping to get a Zoom call in tomorrow with you, and we'll have that fairly early so that we can have some time to practice some things or go through some questions before your test starts. Those that are ready for the test, you're welcome to go ahead and go for it. We will do a bit of tutoring with this math for those who need a few questions answered. All right, but until then, ciao for now.